Hello. Welcome to my stream, everyone. How's it going? How's everybody doing today? Are you all enjoying my stream, the special fairy stream from me? Oh, wait. There's some ears here. Ears. Ah! It's not my stream after all, it was a joke! It was not real!
Oh, thank you for ear scratches, Anne.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone in the chat. We are here. We are together. We are occupying the same screen in the same place, in different places, in the same place.
Winged creatures. One of
We're
the night,
both here.
other of the forest.
Yeah. Together, we are both here.
Oh,
I couldn't think of a cool team name for us. Well, okay.
it looks
How
like
about
we
this?
got our first redeem for.
Oh, for
Petal Crash Free Plant Fact.
Grapple Force Rena facts?
Uh,
Okay. I'm trying to think of a Petal Crash fact that I haven't revealed anywhere else yet. Or maybe I can do ones that I haven't talked about very much.
Welcome to the Bat Zone, Fairy Zone, Mighty Bot. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Hello! Oh, Medibot's here. Hello! Okay. Grapple Force Rena fact. Okay. There are 2 characters in Grapple Force Rena who are only referred to by title, but who have actual canonical first names. The first one is Rena's mom. Mom is a title. And she's only ever referred to as Mom, but her name is actually Terra.
Nice.
The second character, major antagonist, the Archmage, she has a real name too. That's just her title. And her real name is a secret.
Oh, yeah, so it's kind of a Magister situation there.
But there is a canonical name. I just haven't figured out the best context in which to reveal it yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of
Yeah.
feel the same way about the Magister as well.
Oh, does the Magister have a canonical name?
Honestly, I have not thought of one. Maybe Edwin
Oh.
has.
Okay. Hey, Spacey.
Yeah.
I'm not designed for this. All the blood's rushing to my head.
Okay, let's do a graceful landing then.
Okay. All right, and now my graceful landing.
What? You okay, buddy? Here, let me help
I'm
out.
here.
Oh, wait.
Uh,
There you go.
I can fly. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm okay.
I was worried you got stuck in like one of the wires that are all over the place on the ground that you can't see.
Oh yeah. Like I only ever watched the stream from outside, but now that I'm in here, I can see it's like kind of all bodged together with wires just off screen.
Yeah. Scuffy Bato
Why do you have a serial modem cable down here? What do you use that for?
Oh, yeah, I think that's for my old PC, because my old PC's still hooked. I needed something to hook that one up to the internet, and I used the good cable for my new PC.
Ah, I see. So what's up?
Hello, Super Dark
Is this a
33.
charger for
Welcome
a
to Fairy.
Nintendo DS?
Wait, really? Oh,
Over here?
So that's where that went.
Oh, okay. I found it for you.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
Okay,
I guess the
oh.
small size like makes you like notice things more than a big old bat like me.
Yeah, it's comes in handy sometimes. Oh, hey, I want to let everybody know, I'm a real fairy, and my fairy rig, my VTuber, was made by my friend KK all the way, who's also a VTuber. It was a birthday present.
It's so awesome.
It didn't come with glasses. I drew the glasses myself and stuck them on,
Nice. It
so I
suits you.
can finally
Let's roll.
see.
It looks good. Hey, Spacey already reached the second part of Free Plant 2. Planning to play more in the near future. Awesome, Joker. Congrats on reaching the halfway point.
Yeah, there's so much to do. Here, I'm gonna move the chat back over to this area. so I can see it.
Okay.
So now, okay, I got this set up to where I can look over here at Spacey. I can look over here at the chat. It's like I'm really
and over
here
here.
because I am.
Yeah, much like last stream, which I had to delete the VOD because I spilled the beans on a project that I shouldn't have. But
Whoops.
much like last stream, I have the new VTube Studio RTX thing, so my facial expressions are more responsive.
That's so way cool. That's so way cool and sweet and the best. I would like to use that, but right now I'm using my phone and also I don't have an RTX graphics card.
Like NVIDIA specifically.
Well, I have an NVIDIA card, but it's an old one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my former PC was the same way.
So if anybody wants to give me $300 to buy a new graphics card, go to paypal.me/lettersprite. Give me $300. You don't have to do that. You don't have to buy me.
Oh, you got a secret achievement as well, Joker. Awesome. Yeah, some of them have the descriptions hidden for spoiler reasons. I think they go away. The spoiler, like the hidden description, goes away once you beat the game. I can't remember. Yeah, it happens sometimes. I've been a bit overzealous in the past about answering every single comment. Sometimes I get trailed behind, and then I have to talk faster to catch up to chat. And that's how it kind of slipped my mind, because I was reading chat like at a kind of brisk pace and wasn't really paying attention.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. You heard the fairy pull out your credit cards now.
So, there's something I need actually for this stream. This stream is, I need you to pull out your credit card, and I need all the numbers on the front, and I need you to put the numbers on the back. You need to tell me all of them. You need to tell me all of the numbers on your credit card so I can get a new RTX graphics card. Okay. That's all.
Nice.
Oh, KK's here! KK's here! Yay!
That still cracks me up. Like the first time, because I've got the Ashley screen set up so that like Ashley can fly around anywhere.
Yeah.
And the first time that happened, I laughed so hard. I laughed for like 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, I like got way up close to the screen, and she just cracked up for like a solid 3 minutes.
Oh, hi KK all the way. Welcome. You're on the Spacey Batotelli channel, and this is also the Ashley channel for the day.
The Ashley channel today. Syntax Sundari says in chat, Ashley, please, I don't have enough money for an RTX graphics card. Well, yeah, neither do I.
Oh, thank you, SLX,
I mean,
for the
I also, I already have all of my money belonging to Ashley. Why can't you have all of your money belong to Ashley? It's only fair.
Yeah. Yeah, big boy. You can do very fun things with the OBS overlays.
Yeah.
VC face for your avatar?
Including me being a fairy.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're a fairy in real life, but like it's.
Oh yeah.
Until now, it
but
has been.
This makes it a little easier with the chroma key.
Yeah. Until now, it's been like a bit difficult to translate your real life fairy form into the digital world. Yeah, Gun Griffin is.
Oh.
I think that's. I've heard about that before for like 3D models. So if I ever get a 3D model someday, I'll keep that in mind.
Show us the gremlin form. You want to see the gremlin form?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Okay, I gotta. Hi. It's me. I'm actually the furry.
Furry.
How's it going, everybody? I'm the furry here today. KK also made me this one.
Nice.
It's a special form. It's an alternate form I have.
Powerful for me, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna switch back to Ashley regular classic.
Okay. Classic Ashley.
Clash.
aka Petal Crashly.
Petal Crashly.
Yeah.
This is so fun. It's like we're here on the stream and we're both here on the stream.
Yeah.
And the whole chat is here.
It's like we're everyone's in a room together and we're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
It's nice. Petal Crashly.
Should we? I'm wondering if we should tell us a story.
A story? What sort of story?
Maybe we could tell a story about maybe something at PAX, because that's when we get together and do stuff. Maybe we have funny stories.
Oh yeah, the like we exhibited at PAX South every year since it started, all the way up until it unfortunately is no more. But
yeah, so you can say you've been at every single PAX South that ever was and will be.
Yep, and the very last PAX South ever, like Jason, who's a very dear friend of ours and has helped us with both our projects, and he also voices Gong and Serpentine. He's amazing. He's wonderful.
He made a big Petal Crash display for us. It was so cool.
Oh, thank you for the subby, yes, gifted subby.
Hey, I drew that.
Yeah.
That little sub alert.
Yeah,
I animated that in the
Petal
Crash style.
So yeah, Jason made an amazing Petal Crash setup for our very last PAX South together. And like he did like wood cutting for each of the Petal Crash blocks, and like made like walls of Petal Crash blocks that we placed behind the demo stations.
There was big walls of Petal Crash blocks, and like each kiosk was sort of shaped like an arcade cabinet, and it had like a little monitor at eye level and then a big monitor way up top so that spectators could see.
Oh my gosh, it was so awesome.
I
have a photo of it on my old PC, but I don't have it on my new PC.
And there was something really funny where like, so the cabinets had like little marquee like banners on them, but we were like rushing to get everything ready, and we actually didn't have any for Petal Crash. But I brought Petal Crash posters, and then we found out that if you cut them in half and like arrange it a certain way, you could like make a marquee banner out of it.
Oh my
gosh,
gosh,
it actually turned out really well. You couldn't tell at all that's what we did.
I can't believe like that worked out amazingly well. Like it's scuffy, but nobody could tell that it was anything but like ultra professional.
Surprisingly seamless.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, Prince Ark's theme actually from Grapple Force Rena was composed by Jason too.
Oh yeah. Jason
it's
also
the only song he did for Grapple Force Rena.
Yeah, Jason also contributed a song for Freedom Planet 2, Oz Boss theme.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, Wolfel used Freedom Planet 2 instrumentation, but like the original song was Jason's. Yeah, he just like that song's actually pretty old. Like he sent me that song during Freedom Planet 1's development, and it was like an 8-bit tune at first. He was like, "Hey, if you have a use for it, go ahead." And I'm like, "Oh." But it would be until Freedom Planet 2 that we could do it justice.
It turned out really well. It suits the ad really well. Thought burning in my mind: would Murga play Petal Crash? That's a you question.
Absolutely. I mean, she is crazy about horticulture on the side, so I think she'd appreciate it.
Lovely.
I think she would be like very, very overly aggressive and enthusiastic about it. Like treat it like serious business.
Like one of the very like scary competitive players that we have.
Yeah, and she'd use language like, "I have vanquished this foe in battle," among the Petal Crashing.
I would say that like normally somebody might assume that's not realistic, but like one of the top one of the top Petal Crash players like really cultivated a heel personality for a while.
Oh wow. like
And it
one of
was
the
very
regulars,
funny.
one of the regulars on the
Yeah,
Puzzle Wednesday
Rena
tournaments.
Spism. Rena Spism liked
Oh
to
yeah.
play the arrogant villain for people to defeat. It was very funny.
Yeah, the
Like
wrestling heel.
there was a time I was playing with him and he set up this big chain and he like stopped to talk about how amazing the chain he set up was and how it was going to totally destroy me, and while he was monologuing I managed to set up a counter to it and block it.
Awesome.
Like it's a classic arrogant villain mistake you just made. You stopped to monologue.
Oh my gosh.
It was so funny, I could not stop laughing.
I wish I could have seen that live, or that someone made like a highlight clip of it and like superimposed it over that anime meme thing where it's like, I am a genius. Oh no.
Oh no! It was just during a Discord call that wasn't recorded anywhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Murga versus
Murga
Cordelia.
versus-
In Petal Crash.
I think
who would
Murga would win because Murga takes it more seriously. It's a competitive thing. And
Oh, yeah.
Cordelia would be like, I just wanted to play a game with you and you had to like go way overboard.
It's like
I just wanted to have some fun.
it's like in the second Sonic movie where like at the end Knuckles is getting extremely serious about baseball. That would be Murga towards Petal Crash.
Oh, goodbye, Ambi. Thank you for dropping by.
Bye, Ambi.
Bye bye.
Thank you for
Ambi also is a Grapple Force Rena speedrunner.
nice.
You should go check out her channel.
Yeah, I've watched her speedruns a few times. It's really awesome.
Oh, and there's a cat trying to destroy my door. I have to go. Hold on, I gotta go. Let me go take care of that real quick.
Pretzel.
Go take care of that real quick.
Pretzel. Yeah, Ashley's kitty is
Pretzel
named
the
Pretzel.
cat. It's my roommate's cat, Pretzel, who is a little
Oh.
creature.
Thank you, Rob, for the hydration reminder. I shall sippy.
Okay, I let her into the room so now she can interfere with me directly. Instead of indirectly. I'm back.
Thank you, Apple Smack, for the ear scratches. Felt nice. Also, there was another Grapple Force Arena / Petal Crash facts redeemed
Oh. Okay.
by Argo.
Here's a Petal Crash fact. I decided on the flower theme of the game pretty early on, but I didn't finalize the title until a bit later, and one of the candidates for the title was Blossom Crash.
Oh.
Yeah, but then I came up with Petal Crash, and I was like, oh, that's catchier. That's way catchier.
Yeah, I
So it
vaguely
became
remember
Petal Crash.
Blossom Crash.
Yeah, Blossom Crash.
Yeah,
So
Petal
there's
is
a Petal Crash fact.
Petal is how you would say, like, it sounds sharper, so, and more
Yeah.
actiony.
Petal.
Petal, 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 petal.
Petal.
Yes, Petal.
And also, Petal Crash has the same number of letters and the same initials as Poochie Carrot, which is an arcade
Oh.
game I really liked. That was a huge inspiration to Petal Crash, and that was not on purpose. That was just a fun coincidence.
Yeah, that is a fun coincidence. Nice. Pedal to the pedal. Oh yeah, big boy.
Thank you, Poochie Carrots.
Thank you, KK, all the way for the follow. I appreciate it.
Oh, KK! Yay!
And there's a Petal Crash Spacey again.
I should talk a little bit about Poochie Carrot actually, because it was a big inspiration for Petal Crash. It's the story goes, after Grapple Force Rena came out, it didn't sell nearly as much as I hoped it would, and I got sad about it. So during that time, to cheer myself up, I played a whole bunch of puzzle games, and one of the games I played was Poochie Carrot, and the game itself is fine. It's like a breakout competitive puzzle-ish game, but it had like this really elaborate story and like lots of really fun character designs. And I got like really into finding out all about all these characters that are like way too developed for the game they were in. And it ended up being a huge inspiration for Petal Crash. Because I wanted to have that same feeling of like, oh, it's a simple puzzle game, but then there's like this world with all these complicated characters.
Yeah, we're kind of similar in that regard, where we insert a lot of story and like character development in games that you wouldn't expect that to be in.
Yeah.
Like Freedom Planet being like a Sonic style 2D platformer, and Petal
Yeah,
Crash
Freedom
being a
Planet
puzzle
could have
game.
just been like, it could have just been, oh, you're the fast cat. You have to save the world from bad guy.
Yeah.
But you put like this whole like plot involving like space warlords crash landing on a planet that was uplifted by like a different alien species in the past.
And the conflict between the three kingdoms over who was
Yeah.
responsible for the king's death.
I keep having to move this cat.
Also, thank you, Joker, for the ear scratches. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for showing Grapple Force Rena. Wishy washy.
Oh, Mila playing Petal Crash would be scary. Talking levels of actually breaking the game's code in order to actually make chains outside of the game's play box. well, Mila is a secret guest character in Petal Crash, so Mila
How
would
do you think
be
she
playing
got
herself.
in the game?
Oh.
How do you think she got in there?
Oh my goodness. That's a good point. Wow.
Well, the real answer to that question is, I think it was your idea.
Yeah, like, I vaguely remember, like, you asking if there would be, like, a Freedom Planet cameo, like, requesting a Freedom Planet cameo. And I was like, I think Mila could fit in, because she's got the Phantom Cubes, which are block-shaped, like the Petal blocks.
Yeah. Pretzel's being a little nightmare
I think
creature. I have to banish her.
I think there's a skin in Petal Crash
Get out of here.
which is, like, Mila themed, too.
Go. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I gotta get this cat out of here.
Pretzel! Pretzel.
You're...
Oh, welcome, Banshee. Welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. Hope you enjoy your stay here on the Bato Telly
I bet
channel.
everybody could hear her.
Hello, DJBX. I'm doing
Okay,
well,
good
thank
for
you. Hope you are as well.
I'm the Floofy Fairy.
Floofy Fairy.
For those who don't know me, I'm Ashley. I made Grapple Force Rena and Petal Crash, who Galaxy Trail published, and my good friend Spacey Batatelli is piloted by the person behind Galaxy Trail, and she gave me my whole career and changed my life and made me into the fairy you see today.
Oh. I'm glad I could
It's
help
true
out.
though.
It's been wonderful being partners in crime together.
Yeah, it's great. It's been great.
And I just find it fulfilling to kind of like I when I first started Galaxy Trail to make Freedom Planet, I didn't think that I would like pivot to publishing at some point, but I must admit that it is extremely fulfilling to help other game developers bring their ideas to life.
Yeah, it's been like you really paid it forward when you had all that success with the first Freedom Planet. I think that is very kind of you and speaks to your kind heart.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for just like supporting us along the way, like with our Freedom Planet stuff, and we just kind of I am a firm believer that success grows the more you share it.
Yeah. And ultimately it ended up helping Freedom Planet 2 a little bit, right? Because Grapple Force Rena and Petal Crash made Galaxy Trail some money too.
Yeah, and the income helped us get by during like the middle years of Freedom Planet 2's development when Freedom Planet 1 wasn't really making a lot of money, so that helped support the business.
Grapple Force Rena took a while to get a return on it, but it got there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to get too inside baseball about it, but
Yeah.
But it all worked out. It was wonderful. And everybody was happy and there was big smiles for everyone.
Yeah. Smiles on
Oink up.
faces.
Pretzel. Pretzel is now trying to knock my door down.
Oh my gosh. Like, that's very ironic, because Pretzel was being good, like, the last time that I talked to you, and
Yeah.
and Paige was being bad and barking all the time, and now it's the exact opposite.
The thing about this stream is that this is the stream when you try to stream and then your pets get in the way. And that's the theme of the stream.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, when I first started streaming, I was worried that Paige's constant barking and sometimes Sammy, that like it'd make it hard to like focus on stuff. Um, but I'm glad everybody likes them because I love them too.
Everybody loves pretzels. Oh, thank you for the kind words about Grapple Force Rena. The console port is still being developed. There's been like some unexpected technical hangups, but they're working on it.
Yeah.
They assured me that they are still working on it and that they're switching to a new game engine that they think will fix a lot of the problems they've been having.
I'm looking forward to it. Like, I can't wait to see how it feels with like the Nintendo Switch touchscreen. I think that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Ooh, it'd be cool if they could do the touchscreen support. That would be neat.
Yeah. Oh, somebody asked me a question.
I'm like
Hey,
excited to see it working at like a stable 60 frames per second.
oh yeah, me too.
Construct 2 is not a very optimized engine, so even on a good computer it can kind of get a little stuttery.
Yeah, Click Team Fusion has been the same way for Freedom Planet. Thankfully, we were able to port it to like a different like base engine, I guess. To speak. I jinxed it. I jinxed it.
Maybe we can together deal with our troublesome
Paige.
animal companions.
Paige, no barky.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, hey Spacey, would you want to publish an original game made in Megamix? I assume you're referring to the Megamix engine, which is being primarily used for Mega Man fan games? I'll have to play around with it. Like, I have played around with, like, the Megamix engine, but, like, I haven't really committed to any, like, serious work with it. But maybe when the next time they have, like, a Make a Good Mega Man level contest, it might be fun to make another level. Yep, console version of Grapple Force Rena is still happening.
Barry,
Ah!
I'm here.
Hi, welcome back.
Yeah, MP2 is the one who made the Petal Crash port.
Yeah, MP2 helped with the original Frame Plan as well.
Yeah, and that's just it. I remember when a couple people, when Petal Crash was first announced, Petal Crash announced with a Kickstarter, but Grapple Galaxy Trail was still being the publisher. And somebody asked, like, why are you having Galaxy Trail publish it if it's being self-funded? And the answer is because Galaxy Trail is great. And if I didn't publish through Galaxy Trail, I wouldn't have had the connection to MP2 to make the console version. So, like, that, yeah, it is good. Galaxy Trail is great, and you should publish your game with them if you're me.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could help. Oh, can someone remind me, did Whitehead helped for production of FP2? Yes, Christian Whitehead. I approached Christian Whitehead to assist with making the base physics engine for Freedom Planet 2. Very nice fellow. Working with him was like an absolute honor. And he was only on the project for the first 2 months, and then after that, he dipped out to work on Sonic Mania, I suppose. He didn't tell me that at the time, but I assumed that he was, of course, like busy with other projects at that point. But yeah, he spent 2 months working on Freedom Planet 2's physics engine, and then after that, I took over. And then
I remember you were telling me about how he set it up to where it worked a little bit more like Fusion in some ways, so that the translation would be easier for you.
Yeah, he did that too. Like he set up the Unity editor to like resemble Click Team Fusion a bit more, and that made not only did that make the things easier for me, but it also helped me learn like Unity and C# more quickly than I otherwise would. It took me like I'd say like 3 or 4 months to get the hang of Unity, and then after that it was smooth sailing.
T. Matthew says self-published because he had so many bad experiences, but sounds like Galaxy Trail is a great fit for your game. It is. One of the things I really appreciate about Galaxy Trail is that Sabrina lets me have like 100% creative control over everything. Like, she just trusts me completely to make the game how I want to make it, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I get to keep my IP.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when when you first approached me about like publishing Grapple Force Rena, that wasn't the case, but I was hesitant. So.
Well, the case was that I suggested as like a contingency because I knew I was unproven. Like, if I can't get the game finished, then you can have the IP as like a contingency.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But
like collateral.
yeah, like collateral. But then you were telling me about how like uh, even if like that happened, it's not like you'd be able to finish the game yourself because
Right.
yeah. So
Oh, somebody's asking me. Oh, hi, roast piglets. Welcome. What happens if you roll your eyes? Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, because my eyes follow my mouse movements, not my actual eye movements, so I can do crazy stuff.
I have little chippy eyes, so my eyes don't follow anything.
Okay.
Let's do you think you'll make other games in the Petal Crash or Grapple Force Rena universes, or would you rather keep them self-contained? Hmm. Well, I can answer for me that Grapple Force Rena and Petal Crash are not in the same universe, so they're separate. I do want to make more Petal Crash. I'm like basically 100% committed to making a new Petal Crash at some point because I already have so many ideas on how to fix it and make it even better.
Like mechanics-wise, the thing I'm looking forward to the most is like
wait.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Okay.
Unless you're gonna talk about it in a secret way.
Okay, I was gonna mention like the improved graphics, like the upgrade from the Game Boy Color look.
Oh yeah. It would be an upgrade of the graphics, and I figured out a way to resolve the corner case interactions in a way that's way more predictable and way more satisfying. But that's a secret.
It's a secret to everyone. Oh, hi, Unlimited Trees. Thank you for stopping by.
Hello!
Spacey Bat, Flutter Sprite. Talk shop with me someday. It sounds like our ideas would work together. Oh, you're more than welcome to share your ideas.
Yeah. I mean, I was already kind of friends with Sabrina, but I just sent Sabrina an email one day being like, hey, you want Grapple Force Rena to be a Galaxy Trail game? And it worked.
Yeah, like the main thing that I look for in like projects that I potentially approve for like publishing assistance is number one is if it's something that our like fan base will like appreciate and enjoy playing. Because I remember somebody sent me a pitch for like a horror game, like ultra realistic horror game, and I was like, I had to ignore that one because I knew that nobody who like was a fan of Freedom Planet would be for sure into that sort of thing.
Grapple Force Rena,
yeah, because
is a lot more like game. A lot more Freedom Planet flavored.
Yeah, and the other thing I look for, of course, is experience. Like if you, like if I'm confident that you can like start a project and then commit to it and finish it, like especially if you have like proven work in the past, then that helps as well. Yeah. And then of course, yeah, all I gotta say is impress me. Impress me.
You don't have to impress me, but it would help. I like to think that maybe Spacey would take my opinion into account.
Yeah, like the thing that I guess another way of putting that is, do I see enough potential in the concept, and is there enough work already put into it to where I could see an immediate benefit to offering assistance, like financially and stuff.
Yeah. And also, like, first there's a question in the chat I want to get to before it scrolls away. Weird, silly question. You know how lots of puzzle games in the 90s had licensed versions like Azumanga Puzzle Bobble? If you could make a skin version of Petal Crash, like Petal Crash Freedom Planet Edition, what would you want to make? Honestly, okay, there's two answers to this question. Answer one, making original characters and stuff is like a huge part of the fun for me. So I wouldn't be terribly excited about making a version of it skinned with somebody else's characters. Answer number two, Toho Project.
Oh, that's an intriguing concept.
I feel like Petal Crash would work as a Toho game,
Yeah.
like Toho's Spell Bubble.
Oh my gosh, then you'd have like spell card shaped blocks instead of petals, something like that.
Oh yeah, and you could actually have the spell cards have like mechanics to them, like they do in Toho Spell Bubble,
Oh yeah. Fill the
that
screen
like change your
with,
board and stuff.
fill the screen with like bullet spam special effects, even though they don't have any gameplay effect. They would just like look nice.
Yeah. Ooh, there was a Toho game that came out recently that was like a Danmaku like rhythm game that I really want to try out.
Nice. I'm so impressed that that series was pretty much carried by like one person for so long, and like there are spin-offs and side projects now that are handled by other people, but like Zun really committed to making Toho into a franchise.
Yeah, there's really nothing else quite like it. Zun is like a big role model for me. I really liked he had this speech about how like being chuny is sort of a way of life for him. Chunibyo being like sort of very very sincere and enthusiastic in a way that people might consider to be cringe. But he's like, "Oh, I want to be cringe until I die."
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, it doesn't really matter if what you do is like something you consider to be cringe, but like if you have heart in it, people will feel that. So even if you make something that is like conceptually flawed, your passion will show through.
Yeah. That's a big inspiration to me. I want to have that feeling with the things I make.
Like, there's a bunch of things that
we were talking.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I was saying we were talking about something else before I interrupted with that question. I don't remember what it was. Something about the publishing process and our, like... Oh yeah, I remember now.
Oh.
You were talking about the criteria under which you choose to publish games, and I had something I wanted to add to that, actually. Is that something I've noticed is that making like really cool looking games with like really great mechanics and great graphics and stuff and cool gameplay and really great ideas, that is a 100% separate skill from the skill of finishing a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I'm not interested in collaborating with idea people because like I'm an idea person, kind of.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It's far more important that you can execute your plan than to just have a plan to begin with.
And it's really easy to like tunnel vision on like polishing up the mechanics or the sprites or the graphics and stuff, like remaking the first level over and over again, or even just polishing the mechanics in a test area over and over again.
Like I've seen some like developers like do amazing things with like a physics engine or whatever, but they're just like iterating on the same engine over and over again until it's perfect. And they don't actually like make a full project with it.
And here is my advice. This is something that has carried me through many projects. It carried me to the end of Grapple Force Rena and to the end of Petal Crash. I'm gonna let you stretch and hydrate.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for hydration, Esla. Thank you, Isotel, for the follow as well, and thank you, Rob, for the stretch reminder. The pose.
Okay, here's my advice for all of you budding game developers out there who want to finish a big project. Here is the number one thing I have to tell you about how to make a game. The advice is this: finished is better than perfect. That's my number one advice for you. Okay, I'm coming back.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Oh, there was a question I was gonna answer.
Question.
Wait, not a question, just a comment. But you got a cursed thought, Freedom Planet or Petal Crash cutscenes in the style of Zelda CDI games. You know, that kind of is an example of my point about like, if you're passionate about something, then people will like remember that, because the voice acting in the CDI Zelda games is actually really good. Like you could tell that like the voice actors like had a lot of fun with it. And like there's so much like in terms of like hammy voice acting in that game that like I don't think the game would be remembered if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, and there's like it's weird looking, but it's like it's got its own look, and there's a lot of like emotion in the voice acting It's like Banchini says, there's a reason more shoes so memorable with only 2 lines.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my
Give
gosh.
me your credit card details.
Also, the music kind of slaps too.
Oh yeah, yeah, the music's great.
Like
And the
it's
backgrounds in those games are like huge
yeah.
paintings that you walk across. It's really impressive.
And of course, that doesn't change the fact that it kind of fails at being a playable game, but like with everything else, um,
Yeah, there's like a lot to like about those games, genuinely.
mhm. Like it fails at being a Zelda game and being like a playable game in general, but like it, is- it there's still it's still memorable for the other things that it either got right or got very weird in a sort of funny way.
Yeah. Unlimited Trees earlier said something about how it says about finishing a game. The big factor is money and time. I will say that is a big thing for sure when making a game, but also when I was making Grapple Force Rena, I want to say, um, I was working a job full time for a while, and I switched to part time, and I spent more time working on Grapple Force Rena, and then something that really shocked me when I quit my day job to work on Grapple Force Rena full time is that like I didn't get nearly a big boost in productivity as I thought I would, because for me, the way I work, I have a pretty limited amount of like creative energy each day, and I blow through it like really quickly. So having a bunch more time each day actually didn't give me a huge boost.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
finding out the way you work and the best conditions under which you work is a big part of getting the skill of finishing a project too.
Yeah,
And then that can have a lot of growing pains.
I feel I'm a bit different in how like my creative energy works. Like
Mhm.
it's not so much that I run out of creative energy, but that I need to have some time to step away from what I'm working on so that I can approach it like with a new perspective. Like especially
Yeah.
if like there were years during Freedom Plan 2 where like I was working at a glacial pace because I had nowhere else to go and nothing else to do at the time. But now my my work schedule is like a lot more balanced. Like I spend time in the morning walking on the treadmill, and that really helps because I'm the sort of person who will like incessantly pace back and forth if I'm trying to think about something, and I find that helps a lot. Like walking on the treadmill every morning, and
That's so good. And it's healthy.
yeah, and ever since I adopted Sammy and later Paige, they have also helped me take breaks throughout the day. Um, and that not only helps with remembering to take care of myself, um,
Mhm.
and to take care of the puppies, of course, um, but that also it's just like good in general to like not have a sedentary lifestyle where you're sitting in a chair all the time. So it's been helping in that regard as well. Like I feel like I have more energy just from taking those breaks.
That's good. I like when the weather gets nice and I can take a big, nice long walk.
Yeah, I love just like stepping outside in the backyard when the weather is a decent temperature and just like standing there and soaking in the forest air for a little while. That has been incredibly healing ever since like I
Yeah.
moved up here.
Mhm. Oh yeah, definitely like people talking about getting burned out if you just work constantly. Like that's definitely if you're the kind of person who can sit down and focus on work for a long time, that's sort of the danger of it. Is that if you do that, you might get burned out. So
Yeah.
Spacey's advice about taking breaks and changing your focus is also very important.
Oh yeah, Proto. Always worked on your project alongside like 2 other jobs, so you have no idea how fast you can actually work.
Yeah, everybody's different. Everybody has their own like pace at which they can work. I felt like for the entirety of Petal Crash's development, I felt like I was like working at like 30% capacity, but I managed to finish a whole game somehow.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, something else that has really helped me in terms of
mm,
like being more productive when I am working is like mandatory breaks, like after a certain time of day, and mandatory breaks during the weekend, because there have been. It's very easy for me to just like get carried away and work like long into the night, or like do work stuff on weekends. But
Yeah.
ever
Weekends
since
are no work days strictly for me.
ever since I forced myself to stop working after like a certain time of day, I usually stop working at like 5:30 every day, and that is when like I start getting ready for dinner, and I just like hang around the rest of the house, and I look up stuff on my cell phone instead of my PC workstation.
Well,
And
that's a good idea.
that helps a lot.
I have a separate work PC from my room PC
And of
in a
course,
different room.
I still use my computer workstation on Saturday and Sunday, but like I force myself not to work. I just like play games or like do fun stuff, or like set up live streams. Yes, the live streaming has helped a lot too, because I don't feel like streaming is necessarily work in itself. And
Yeah.
if it is, it's different enough that it kind of
It's like hanging out and playing games.
yeah. I've been playing actual games since I started streaming, like that on
Wow.
Freedom Planet 2.
Yeah, when you make games, you don't get a lot of time to play them. There's a question for me earlier from Syntax Sundari. Out of curiosity, did you have any input on the design of Zilon Jungle's boss? Ashley feels like a lost GFR boss, and I like that for it. I didn't have very much creative input on Freedom Planet 2 at all. I mean, not that like Sabrina wouldn't listen to me. It's just that I wasn't involved as that as a part of the team that way.
Yeah, like you
So
helped. Yeah, I if I recall, you actually like helped shade in some of the NPC sprites. Like you
yeah,
did Sunny and Amelia.
yeah, I shaded some NPC sprites and one of the mouses, I think.
Nice.
And I designed one of the NPCs, Florin, in Paradise Prime.
Oh yeah, I love Flora.
Yeah. But that's about the extent of my contribution to Freedom Planet 2. Aside from a couple more things, I helped with the testing, but like lots of people helped with testing. I was just one of the very many testers. And a minor thing that I think is really fun that I like a lot is the assist menu icon in Freedom Planet 2 is the same swirly wing design I did for Grapple Force Rena.
Yeah, I
And
really like
Sabrina took inspiration from that, which that made me really happy.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a question. Spacey, who's your favorite voice actors to work with during Freedom Planet 1? I don't think I can fairly answer that question, because a lot of the voice recording sessions were handled by Alejandro Saab, also known as Kagi, also known as Sayu.
And
so
also
I
there's
wasn't
like,
present.
hey, who's your favorite coworker? Get this on the record. Who's out of all the people you've worked with, who's your favorite? Who is the person that was good when everybody else sucked to work with and was bad? Make sure they get that in recording.
But yeah,
sorry.
I have been to some recording sessions, like when I went to Texas to record for Birdguard. That's when I met Amy and Edwin for the first time. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And of course I met Dawn and Kagi, and I think Victoria. Yeah, Victoria too, I think.
The only
But
Freedom
a
Planet
bunch
voice
of
actor
them.
I've met is Jason.
Right. Yeah, Jason too.
And you're Birdguard.
But yeah, unfortunately, I haven't met some of the Freedom Planet 2 voice actors yet. I want to though. I wanna go on a trip to the West Coast just for fun, like not for work or anything, and then see if I can meet up with some of my friends.
And you
there.
should meet me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I loved meeting you in Oregon that one time.
Yeah, that was so fun. It would be great if you could come over for like an extended stay and I could show you all the cool Portland stuff.
Yeah, a couple more of my friends actually have since moved to Washington State, so I have even more of a reason to go there, and we can all kind of like meet up and hang out. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Proto was talking about how like towards the end of Freedom Planet 2 started measuring jobs in terms of how many times he could listen through Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. And like each background layer took 2 to 3 jumps.
It's like the tomatoes thing, the tomato timer, but instead of a tomato, it's an entire listening of War of the Worlds.
Nice. Okay,
I
Galaxy
had
Trail.
like a, I actually had a similar thing while I was working on Petal Crash. Oh, you got ear scratches.
Thank you for the ear scratches, Rob. Nice.
No ear scratches for me though.
Yeah, sadly, it's not rigged up for guest characters.
Uh, for me, there's a Japanese hot air balloon simulator game called Kaze no Notam, Notam of the Wind. I don't know what Notam is, but it's a game for the PlayStation 1 that has a soundtrack that's like really ethereal, vaporwavy sound, and the whole soundtrack is about an hour to listen through. And I would put it up on the TV and just listen to the whole thing while I work, and that became a sort of measure of time for me of one listening of that soundtrack.
Oh, nice. I can't remember the last time that like an audio track was a measure of time for me, but I feel like that was the case at one point.
I think actually I might be able to.
Oh yeah.
Might be. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. It's gotta position it just right.
Ear scratches.
No, wait. I gotta.
Wherever your cursor
Yeah.
lands.
Yeah. I got ear scratches now.
Ear scratches together.
Ah.
The old spa treatment, huh?
Okay. Let's put that away.
Okay, another question. Would you consider having Galaxy Trail publish other kinds of media than video games? Animated shorts, comics, etc. Yeah, the original plan for the Freedom Planet 1 Kickstarter was that we would use some of the money to make a webcomic, but after discussing it with the backers, we agreed that it would be best spent on improving the graphics of the game itself. But it'd be fun to have like a comic or graphic novel someday, and I honestly think I would honestly be like 200% down for making a Freedom Planet like animated short or like cartoon series, but it's just so expensive. Like they can cost actual millions of dollars, and not even for like a full show, for just like a few episodes. So that we're not there
A
yet.
comic would be a good place to start, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It would be cool if you could get like Freedom Planet IDW comics.
Oh my gosh,
Like go
that
with
would
an
be so
actual
awesome.
comic publisher. That would be so cool. I think the world of, especially after Freedom Planet 2 came out, the world of Avalis has like a lot of storytelling potential in it.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for Tyson Tan's contributions in terms of like all of the NPCs, because the NPC designs like have as much care put into them as the main characters themselves, and like it'd be so fun to just like keep using the same cast of NPC characters and like kind of give them their own time in the limelight, so to speak.
Yeah. I really like how in Freedom Planet 2, like, a lot of games have like, oh, the main characters are like have these like really intricate, interesting designs, and then the people they meet are just like nobody. But in Freedom Planet 2, it's like, oh, in this world, everybody just looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something unique about the characters you play as. Like, there's just so many cool looking character designs everywhere.
I'm so glad we can make that happen. I hope that's something that we can consistently do with all of our games, but it does take a lot of extra time, as opposed to having just like cut and paste sort of.
Especially like for a game with like the production value level of Freedom Planet 2.
Oh my gosh.
Where like it's all of these bespoke, like really smoothly animated characters all over the place.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I think that was like a pretty good chunk of the budget, but it was worth it.
It was all worth it in the end.
Yeah. Freedom Planet comic would just be yes.
Freedom Planet comic is all about Florian's flower shop.
Nice.
And it's just a slice of life.
Oh, thank you, Macor George, for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. One of the reasons you really love about Freedom Planet series is that it makes female characters as really good heroines, not typical damsels in distress. Absolutely. Like, yeah. I mean, they're like the cast is like it leans slightly male, especially in the first game, but like in the second game, it's a bit more balanced. But yeah, like you don't really see many mascot platformers with like all female.
Yeah, I'm personally of the opinion that female characters are better protagonists for platformers, but not for any non-arbitrary reason. I just believe that for no reason at all. But platform game, you should have a female protagonist.
Nice.
Call it the Mischief Makers fan in me.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Mischief Makers. It's so funny how Mischief Makers ended up being like a inspiration for both of our games.
Yeah, it's a lot more obvious in Grapple Force Rena because it's like baked into the mechanics of grabbing and throwing.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I get it.
I really love in Freedom Planet, like the huge multi-segment bosses, like the Serpentine boss where he's like riding the big metal jaguar thing, gave me so many vibes of like the Cerberus Alpha fight
Oh my
in
gosh, yeah.
Mischief Makers, which I think is one of the coolest boss fights in video game.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I haven't even finished Mischief Makers. I got all the way to the first jungle level, because I knew that I would be very sad once the game ended, so I just stopped there.
Oh,
But I want to finish it. Maybe I could finish it on stream someday.
Oh yeah.
Mischief Makers. Marina has such a cool design.
Clover Shroom.
It'd be really cool to like see another Mischief Makers game someday, even a remake of the original, because I get the distinct feeling that like the hardware of the Nintendo 64 kind of limited their ambitions.
Yeah, you can definitely see that they were like really sort of feeling out what the system was capable of. It's a very experimental game,
Yeah.
which adds to its charm, I think.
Yeah. I agree.
Clover Shroom, if Mischief Makers is one of your favorite games, you know what game I think you might like? It's called Grapple Force Rena.
Ooh.
And
that
you
game
should buy
sounds
it.
interesting. That game sounds interesting.
I think you should buy game Grapple Force Rena. It's available on Steam. You should get it. You can also get it part of the Galaxy Trail platformer pack, which includes Freedom Planet and Freedom Planet 2, so you can get all the games. And you should get it. Okay, I'm back.
Nice. Nice pitch.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice to see the Nira in the mix as a sort of panda mom parental figure. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how both games have like a mentor type of character in the main cast. The first game was Torque, and then of course Nira in the second game.
Yeah. I had to yawn for a second. I'm okay now.
Today we are all very. We are all.
Every
we are
fairy
all,
is here.
We are all fairly fairy.
Fairly fairy.
Yeah.
Brendan Fairy.
Fairly fairy.
Fairy Fairy au contrary. Feral Fairy.
Feral fairy. Is that like a ooh? What if there were cat fairies?
Cat Fairy.
Cat fairies.
Thank you, Syntax and Dairy, for the promotion
I was about to say thank you.
and the threat.
Oh, bats do have wings. Yeah, I guess we're kind of closer to like a mouse fairy or like a dog fairy, because we are kind of basically sky puppies.
Hi, puppy.
Sky puppies.
To be a fairy requires imagination.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
Very true.
Very true.
Yeah, like I've been in kind of a funk recently, actually, because like
Oh.
it's still hard for me to process that Freedom Planet 2 is actually done, and
Oh
like
yeah.
getting further away, like it's in the rearview mirror. It's like
Yeah, that was like dominated your entire life for the better part of a decade.
yeah, it's like. Have you ever watched like a series on TV that went on for years and years and years, and like you were there for every new episode? and then the series finale came, and you were just left with this empty feeling for a few days, and you try to fill it with like a new series, um, but it takes a while to get acclimated to it. Like all the characters are still strangers to you, and it has like a different tone than what you're used to with the series that just ended. That's kind of what I'm feeling like, but it feels more intense because like Freedom Planet 2 was a part of my life for several hours a day for 7 years.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I like after Grapple Plus Rena came out, I had a rough period of adjustment, and that I spent less time on that than you spent on Freedom Planet 2.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It is weird that it's out. It's
I
always
know,
just been a
right?
fact. Like even like Freedom Planet 2's even been like a part of my life, and I'm not even like I wasn't even directly involved in the development, but it was always like a consideration. Like with my games of Freedom Planet 2, like part of the reason Petal Crash crowdfunded is because like Freedom Planet 2 needed all of the resources you had.
Yeah.
So like the fact that it's just done now is like it's even a big change for me. And
Yeah.
I'm not even
It
involved.
it even feels weird not to immediately boot up Unity after I start my computer in the morning. Like my mom kind of described it as like going through like a grieving period, but like not necessarily like super negative type of grieving. Just like
Yeah.
it's a loss in some sort of way, and it takes a while to kind of like fill the void with like a new habit.
Yeah.
Like we have projects in the works now, and
Secret.
over time they will eventually overtake like the part of my life that was once occupied by exclusively by Freedom Planet 2.
Yeah.
But for now, I just kind of have to,
the future is bright.
yeah, just kind of have to like embrace the freedom.
The
Planet.
freedom you have in this planet.
The non-planet freedom.
I got a question earlier. Pedal Crash question. I think Yosoji and Rosalia are very neat. This is not a question. Thank you.
Nice.
I
Oh
just
yeah, I
wanted to
definitely
address
want to
that.
make more Freedom Planet stuff in the future. Like, Freedom Planet 2 really like fleshed out the world of Avalis in a way that I would have never thought possible at the start of the project, thanks to everybody's hard work. And it's
Yeah.
a world I'd love to return to someday, maybe in a different context.
I remember I was talking with you about making the idea of making a Freedom Planet like tabletop RPG.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Kind
I
of
was
like a
looking at all these
Munchkin
different
type.
systems. Hmm.
That would be so cool.
There's like lots you could do with Freedom Planet now.
Yeah.
I got a question in the chat. It says, "Hey Ashley, when's the next episode of Ashley's Arcade?" If you mean my stream, I just stream whenever I feel like it, and that's not very often, so no schedule. Sorry.
Yeah. Like sometime in
If
the
you mean the
future.
segment on Chess's stream, that's up to her. But also, I actually thought about doing Ashley's Arcade with Spacey.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Like, we could like do. It's basically like it would basically be a collab stream, but Ashley would choose the game that we play, and I want to do
Yeah.
it to like. I want to do it in a way where I won't know what we're playing until we start playing it. Kind of like I might know that I might know like I mean I have to know the name of it so I can actually start the game on my PC, but
Mhm.
like be able to go into it like completely blind and just like have like a new game to play every day. Well, not every day, but every time we collab.
Mhm. There's like a lot of fun arcade games I really like to spring on people.
Nice.
I can make you play 1990 arcade hit Rampart with me.
Oh yeah, I've never actually played that.
Funny you should mention FP tabletops. I'm working on board game for FP for the last few years. That's fun.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, Landmaker for sure.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet, but it looks really interesting.
The omens are good.
Oh, those are good. The platinum structure.
The platinum structure.
No. Oh, thank you for the
I feel a
hydration.
strong power.
I feel a strong power. Ah, yummy.
Guess I've not played Landmaker, but thinking about Platinum Destruction and the Omens are good. There's a lot to enjoy about Landmaker without actually playing it, but actually playing it is fun. I actually think it's a really fun puzzle game.
Nice.
It's really unique in the way that you do pieces. It's like you shoot them at the top of the screen and they like slide around. Like the grid is like a diagonal grid, and
Isn't like
it's
Bust
hard
a
to
Move kind
explain.
of like that?
Yeah, it's like a little, it's got a little bit of bust to move energy, but it's like more precise.
Huh.
It's neat. And also like the pieces get like pushed down from the top, which means that if there's gaps between the pieces, they actually don't like get pushed until there's pieces behind it to push them. So your board like gets compressed as the pieces get pushed. It's really interesting.
Oh, nice. Yeah, can't really process that Freedom Planet 2 is released. It feels like something you wanted years ago, but then forgot and got it later in a pretty quiet manner. That's nice, by the way. Yeah, like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, like, there's a ton of people who still don't know that Freedom Planet 2 is out. I presume that will be less of an issue once the console versions are finished and released. So
I remember when
keep
Freedom
working on
Planet 2
those.
came out, I saw people who didn't even know there was a sequel in development.
Yeah, me too. I noticed that. Like, people quote tweeting the announcement post on Twitter, and they were like, "Wait a minute! Freedom Planet 2 Freedom Planet has a sequel?"
There's a 2?
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like that's the ideal situation because then you don't even have to wait for it.
Oh my
You
gosh,
just
yes.
find out it exists and then it's already there instead of you having to like wait for it to get developed.
Yeah. Congratulations on over 90% of positive reviews on Steam. Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. I think are we still at overwhelmingly positive?
I'll go. I'm gonna
Okay.
Freedom Planet 2
Freedom Planet 2.
rating overwhelmingly positive.
Nice!
Yeah, with over 700 reviews.
It's so rare for a game on Steam to have that many reviews and it being over the 95% mark for overwhelmingly positive. I'm so grateful.
The recent reviews are very positive, but all reviews is overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, like after a certain amount of time, the recent reviews like reset, so we would have to get another like 500 for it to be overwhelming. But yeah. I'm so happy.
It's great.
I'm so happy not just for like the game itself, but for like the whole team.
Yeah, the team.
Yeah.
Gosh, like they put in so much work
Yeah,
in the weeks coming up to release.
Yeah, like the final few weeks were like just like so packed with things to do, and yeah, I remember how like stressful we all felt. So I'm really glad that like not only the game is finished, but that it's reviewing so well, and that I'm really glad to see that everyone is enjoying their break as well.
Yeah. Mandatory break. Very enforced break.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You better relax. You better relax or I'm gonna come get you. If you don't relax after making Freedom Planet 2, I'm going to come to your house and I'm gonna sprinkle fairy dust at you until you fall asleep. And I gotta tuck you in. And you're gonna rest. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of had to tell myself that in that sort of like tone. You better rest, Spacey.
If you don't rest,
Like
there'll be trouble.
like the two or like about like the first month after release, like I was still working because I wanted to like do like all sorts of bug fixes and stuff along with the team, but now we've reached a point where like things are starting to calm down now, and
Yeah.
it feels
The
weird.
game's it's pretty stable now.
It feels weird, but in a nice way. Like I've been like I said, I've been working on this game for so long that like I still can't quite comprehend the idea of like not having anything immediate to do that has a deadline.
It's like nothing's hanging over your head now. You could just go to sleep for like 3 weeks and nothing would happen.
It's like after you beat Majora's Mask and the sun rises on the fourth day and the world is not destroyed. You're no longer in the time loop. You're free.
Yeah. I had a feeling like that after Grapple Force Rena was done. I was just like, well, I don't have to work on this thing anymore that I've been working on for
Yeah.
years and years.
Oh my gosh, it's a strange feeling, but it's the best feeling. It feels
Your
like
PhD thesis deadline 3 weeks later. No!
oh my gosh, yeah. Proto has been like had a crazy amount of work to do recently, so I hope everything's working out well for you. I wish you the best of
Dude.
luck.
You could do whatever you want and not even bat an eye.
Bet and I wish I could wink, but my mouth's not set up that way.
Mine isn't either.
Second paper approved for publication today. Awesome.
Hooray! Congratulations!
And like, this is the sort of thing where like he'll be a doctor after it's done. Dr. Proto.
Dr. Proto.
Yeah.
Sounds like a comic book character.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I think Jason was working on a PhD as well. If that happened,
Really?
his name would be Dr. Lord.
Dr. Lord.
Yeah. The world needs Dr. Lord. Yeah.
Oh wait, I wanted to try something when you were
But
talking
I'm really
about...
happy for him. He's actually like, he's doing a lot of neat things at Crunchyroll right now. I think he's like one of their main directors.
Oh. I didn't know he worked at Crunchyroll.
Yeah. He
That seems like a good place for him.
he shares episode announcements for the shows that he directs voices on his Twitter, and
Nice.
it's really awesome to see. I'm proud of him.
I'm by the way, when you said earlier that you were in a funk, I wanted to try and see if I could pat 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 give you a head pat to help you feel better.
Oh, thank you. PhD and cha. Oh, I guess Paige was laughing evilly right now too. Oh, thank you, Dark Moon, for the ear scratches. Feels nice.
Something. This is not related to anything, but
Oh,
how you
thank
should
you for
drink. You gotta
hydrating.
hydrate.
Yeah, I can't yell at Paige every time she starts barking because that's gonna make my voice really hoarse over time.
Something that's been in the works for Petal is we're actually gonna have an update to Petal Crash Online soon.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
We've been working. By we, I mean Nova mostly, have
Oh,
been
yeah.
working on a new Petal Crash Online update that's going to include a lot of polish, some bug fixes. It's gonna be more stable. It's gonna look cooler. It's gonna have screen transitions, and a couple of new features. I just sent Nova a little mock-up of one of the new features we're gonna have. I'll give you all a sneak preview of the new feature. So this is a feature that's not in the base game. When you do a versus match, you'll be able to, per player, set little walls on the board. And the different players can have different walls on them, so you could actually, if you have a more skilled player, you could put walls on their board to like slow them down a bit and even up the game a little.
Oh, that sounds
And
cool.
it'll make it a little funner for people of different skill levels to play together.
That's so cool. That's a really creative way of handling like per player handicaps.
Yeah, I thought it would be the best way to do it, because if you just had it to be to where like, oh, my clears count for double or whatever, it's like, oh, I'm playing the same way I always play, except it's just like differently effective. It doesn't feel any different. But if you're like the stronger player and you have walls on your board, it's like a fun and interesting challenge for you. Like, it slows you down and like keeps you from being as powerful, but in a way that like feels fun to play against.
Yeah, it's like having a permanent garbage tile on your board.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna have... Originally, I was just gonna have it be to where like the more your handicap is set up, the more like the walls go around the corners. But we're changing it to where you're gonna have that option, but you also will have like different patterns you can pick from that have like walls in the middle of your board, or like just the very center of your board is inaccessible, or like maybe your board is divided in two by like a big wall running through it. Like weird stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah. Like having to manage two boards at once, essentially. Having a wall cut through the
Yeah.
middle.
I
Nice.
think that could be very fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're getting pretty close to having all that be ready. Nova's been like doing a lot of cool stuff, like adding all the transitions and like squishing some of the bugs. Like there's this bug that's been in Petal Crash Online since it released where when you clear blocks, sometimes little arrows on the bottom that run across the bar will just like keep going instead of getting destroyed like they're supposed
Ah,
to. And Nova fixed that like yesterday.
that's awesome, at least. Mm, nice. Yeah,
That's all. I
I'm
just wanted to give a little bit of a pedal teaser.
yeah, I'm very impressed with how smoothly the rollback netcode works in the game.
I remember they were last tournament for Petal Crash. They were telling a story. There's a high-level player named Tin Wild who lives in Vietnam, and like they were talking about how they said that Petal Crash Online gaslit them into thinking that that wouldn't be a problem in other games. But Tin Wild joined like a Dr. Mario tournament or something that had to be played on Fightcade, and because he was like so far away, it was like unplayably laggy. But Petal
Ah,
Crash Online works fine because the netcode is so good.
oh my gosh.
That was really funny.
Yeah, that's something I'm like still figuring out how we're gonna work on, how we're gonna figure that out. Because like it's an open secret that I want to work on a racing game, and
Yeah.
that is like super uncharted waters right now. Because not only would it be my first multiplayer game, it would be my first game with online play in general. Because if you have a multiplayer game in this day and age, it's you gotta have online. Like it's par for the
Yeah.
course.
I learned that very quickly with Petal Crash.
Yeah.
Like with my hold on a second. Fightcade is rollback 2, so it'd be even worse in other games. Yeah, it's rough. But I want to say, my approach with Petal Crash was after it came out, I decided I was gonna leave my plan for updates open depending on what people wanted, and the number one thing everybody wanted was online play.
Yeah.
So that's where like the most of the focus went after Petal Crash came out was into making the online version.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like I'm sure I could find somebody that would be able to help in that regard. And
I
like
know some
I'm
people.
hoping that
Yeah.
ah,
Hey,
see?
did you know that I helped make a game called Petal Crash Online?
You did, really?
And that means I know some I know some coders who can do a rollback. I think we might be able to help.
That's very interesting. I'm intrigued to know more.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, Rose. There was a line in the first Freedom Planet that made you giggle. Shangtu is a few miles east. Well, Lilac was technically correct, because Jade Creek, wait, not Jade Creek, Sky Battalion took place, right around, like, in the sky above, Tiger Falls. So the river did take them technically east, but it's more of, like, southeast. So I would say, like, a more correct, it would have been more correct for her to say south, I would say.
Hey. Well, they made a mistake. It wasn't a continuity error. It was just a character being mistaken.
Yeah, I remember making like a diagram of the world map on Freedom Planet 2 with like where all of the Freedom Planet 1 stages took place. I lost that image and I can't find it, so I have to make it again. But it'd be cool to make it again, and then everyone can see where the route that the girls took in the original game, with the context of the second game's map screen.
Yeah. I remember when it was in development, I got a little preview of Robot Graveyard, and I was like, oh, is this the same area as Battle Glacier? And you were like, yeah.
Yeah.
So it really was a cool moment of like seeing like this persistent world.
Yeah, I think Dragon Valley and Robot Graveyard are the two stages in the second game that are like right on top of Freedom Planet 1 stages.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Joker. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Good night.
Good night. Oh wow, we've already been going for 90 minutes.
Wow. We haven't even played a video game.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's
Like,
awesome.
the original plan was that we would like set up a game to play together, but like I had a sneaking suspicion that we would just have so much fun chatting that we would need to play a game.
Yeah, and we have a lot to chat about.
Yeah.
Especially since this is our first stream together.
Yeah, so it's like an introductory chatty fairy.
Yeah. With the fairy.
What's a word that kind of rhymes with fairy? Because like I say chatty batty for my chatting streams. Word for talking
fairy.
that starts with F.
Fairy.
Flapping. Fluttering.
Scary.
Scary fairy. Fairy berry.
Scary fairy.
Fairy blurring.
Fair.
Do I have a winter outfit in mind,
Fair.
or do sleeves not agree with bats? Yeah, my wingling arms make sleeves impractical, but that is something I'm addressing in my new design in a few
There's
months.
gonna be a brand new Spacey.
Yeah, I showed the new design to Ashley, and
I got to see it.
I'm gonna commission Ashley for new like Petal Crash like sprite animation.
Yeah, I'm gonna make little animations for the new outfit of when you get a new follower or a new sub or a tip.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, very fairy.
Yeah, I'm intent on like revealing the new outfit before my big debut day. Mostly because like number one, I'm really excited about it, and I want to see what I want to show like the concept art for my redesign to my lovely fans. But also I'm in the process of setting up a Discord server for us, like specifically for Spacey Bat stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been like the icon of the server is my new design, so I kind of need my new design to be out in the public for that. I'm so excited. I'm very like excited about commissioning people and commissioning friends and stuff.
It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
Now that Freedom Planet 2 is out, you got all this new income coming in to spend on your bat.
I mean, most of it is going to like paying people that I need to pay.
Yeah, I know.
And
I'm
of course,
just being silly.
But I guess I've always been kind of humble like that, where like, I should kind of like splurge a little bit because I've earned it. I've been working on this game for every day for 7 years, so. Yeah.
I got a Petal Crash question. It says, Petal Crash question. When it comes to guest appearances, Lilibri is the go-to character, but which PC characters would you like to see make guest appearances in other works? I think it would depend on the work. But I think Yosodi is a pretty good candidate for a Petal Crash rep. I think Lilibri is like the mascot, but I think Yosodi is like the most unique and recognizable
Yosodi gang.
out of the cast besides her.
Yosodi's my main. Online and Petal Crash Online, Goth Yosodi is my main. Oh, Say Hey Faye, that's a good one.
Say hey, Faye.
Say Hey Faye. Chatty Batty and Say Hey Faye.
Hey, that's cute. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Yosodi announces guest character for Yoshi's Cookie the Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Yosodi's Cookie.
Yeah, just like the custom like tiles that are in Petal Crash. Yosodi's Cookie.
I would like to have Petal Crash characters appear in more stuff. I think that would be fun. Lilibri makes a guest appearance in Sunshine Heavy Industries, which is a game made by some friends of mine.
I saw that, and that's really interesting because you wouldn't imagine her being in a game like that, but she just is, and her like character quote is just Petal Crash.
Petal Crash. He's just in space looking for the sacred blossoms and needs a little spaceship.
Oh my gosh.
the one person who likes using the Usodi's cookie tiles. The Usodi's cookie tiles are fun, but I didn't design them very well for actually playing with.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It is a little bit hard to tell them apart, but I guess that's kind of fun because like there's a custom tile set that makes the blocks easier to differentiate, and then Yosodi's cookies is the one that makes it a little bit harder.
Do a custom block set that makes the blocks all look exactly the same for ultra hard mode.
Oh my gosh, that would be very interesting sight. Or like maybe have the difference between all of them be like literally 1 pixel.
Yeah, the meta tile set is harder for the opponent to read. Oh, it's a
Yuppie.
raid!
Yuppie,
Hello.
yuppie, yuppie. Hi, welcome. Thank you for the
Hello
raid.
to all Yuppie gamers.
Yeah, Yuppie's a good friend. She's been streaming Freedom Planet 2, and it was so fun, like watching her reaction to like various parts of the story, especially with regards to her favorite character, King Dale.
That's fun. It's
Yeah.
cool that in Freedom Planet 2 we got to meet like the real Dale. Who we didn't really meet in Freedom Planet 1 because he was brainwashed the whole time.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun kind of like expanding on that because like Freedom Planet 1 on its own, like without considering Freedom Planet 2, it kind of feels like the game kind of brushes aside like the trauma that the characters would feel after what they went through. And it is kind of natural, I suppose, to not really feel that trauma in full force until after the thing happens.
Yeah.
So by the time of Freedom Planet 2, like Brevin's impact on everyone has really settled in, and you especially feel that with Lilac, Mila, and Kingdale.
Yeah, I like that line Nira had. It was like, another tragedy we can lay at his feet.
Yeah.
But you really get this impact that like, oh yeah, they saved the day in the first game, but like, all that happening really messed everything up.
Oh my gosh,
Like,
yeah.
they're still feeling the impact of recovering from all of that.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the third Iron Man movie, which was the first Iron Man after the Avengers. And like, it dealt with like Tony Stark's PTSD. So it kind of reminded me of that. Yeah, you do. Yes, I love that. Yeah, awesome. A lot of yelling in regards to King Dale, yeah. Yeah, because she's kind of making like a fan comic, which is like an alternate universe where Dale is the one who ends up in the Red Scarves instead of Spade.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's just fun. Oh, some bits for you.
Here be some biddies. I'm actually a little curious as to what FP1
Wondering what
stages will
FP1
go where on the
FP2
FP2 map,
in regards
especially
to
in
Pengu
regards to
Lagoon
Peng
and Trap
Lagoon and Trap
Hideout.
Hideout. Hee hee.
Oh my gosh,
That's
yeah.
a spacey
Thank you
question.
for the biddies. For those stages specifically, you know how they're like the Shang 2 map has a shoreline? I would imagine that Pengu Lagoon like is on the very bottom left corner of that map. Like on an isolated island. And then Trap Hideout would be kind of like on the eastern side of Shangmu, the part of the map that where the buildings are more dimly lit. That's like that's an area that's outside of like the super wealthy tourist areas, and that would be a perfect place for like a criminal underbelly like the Red Scarves to propagate.
Yeah, I always thought Trap Hideout seemed like a Shangmu place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the home place of the Red Scarves. Oh, thank you for the hydration reminder, Dark Moon.
I remember everybody was talking about
Pretzel.
Sorry, I got a scam call.
Oh, okay.
My ringtone surprised me.
Okay, that's what I heard.
What? Oh yeah, we were talking about if you lived in Atlas, which kingdom would you want to live in? And I remember Dusky was talking about how she'd want to live in Shangmu, the big city. And I was like, I'd want to live in Shangtu because it seems like the weather's nice and it's like not as like crowded. And if I want to play the latest video games, I could just import them from Shangmu anyway.
Yeah, Like, I could imagine living like just on the outskirts of Shangtu.
Yeah.
And Perusa is really pretty, and Paradise Prime, but I think they would be way too humid for me.
Yeah, it would be like that tropical climate, and like I do like the like collaborative spirit of the society there.
Yeah.
It seems like very like bottom up instead of top down.
Yeah, it's
Like
like,
how
it's like a melting pot
yeah.
of like various like cultures that like kind of like went to the island as kind of a sort of refuge at first, and then they just kind of made it their own.
I also like that their approach to law enforcement is that if you hurt anybody or like mess with them, then like one of 5 really powerful people will come and do kung fu on you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I had a lot of fun thinking about that, about how like the northern kingdoms like all have their own personal armies that are full of like hundreds if not thousands of soldiers, and then Prusa just has 5 guys that are very powerful.
Yeah, just 5 really tough guys.
Yeah,
The population of Peru feels dangerous as hell. Yeah, Peru is like, it's very peaceful in that like you don't want to like butts around and find out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I have like kind of a headcanon that guy, the soldier that's like the deer who's obsessed with Ube. I have a headcanon that he's faster than Lilac, but only when he's ticked off. Oh, thank you, Epoch, for the ear scratches. Thank you.
Even Florin in Paradise Prime, he's very peaceful florist, but he's got those claws
Yeah.
for digging to plant flowers in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Florin is definitely one of the meek members of society that needs protection from the strong, I think.
Yeah, like Perusa is the kind of place where like there's the super strong people who protect everybody, and then there's the ones who need protecting.
Yeah. Florin for Petal Crash. I can't put Florin in Petal Crash because Florins is the name of the Petal Crash currency.
Oh yeah. Oh. Unfortunate. Oh.
Well, I guess that wouldn't stop me. I do have a
has,
character named Lilibri and then a character named Libby.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. Lilibri and Lilibri and Lilibri and Libby.
Lilibri and Libby.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, I have to type
Oh
in
yeah,
chat for
Merca
this.
and Pelcrash.
Here's the distinction between the characters. If this is Lilibri, and this is Libby.
Oh yeah.
The difference is Lilibri gets R's and Libby gets E's.
Nice. Paige has marched into my office, and she is now whapping her tail back and forth very quickly because she's annoyed that I'm not paying attention to her, and she's starting to growl.
Uh-oh.
And if I ignore her even more, she'll growl louder and louder, and then she'll paw at my seat if I still ignore her, and then if like when she gets like that, sometimes I'll look at her as if I'm gonna respond, and then I'll turn my head the other way and be like no, and then she'll get madder, and sometimes like she starts howling at me.
Okay, I got it, man. I'm gonna do my Paige impression. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna do my Paige impression.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I'm actually doing the nope to you, but Paige thinks that I'm doing it to her, so she's getting mad at me.
Sorry to instigate conflict with your puppy.
It's okay. I'm just right now. I'm just oh you naughty girl. She pulled tissue papers out of the trash can.
Oh, hold on. I'll go tell her off real quick. Paige, don't. Give me that, Paige. Give me. No, that's my wing. Paige, no. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, I cleaned them up. Oh, Sammy has joined us now. Paige,
Sammy's here.
Paige's front paws are now on my knee.
Sammy. Sammy shares an honor with Libby of appearing in 2 different Galaxy Trail games.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Sammy's in Freedom Planet 2 and in Grapple Force Rena. And Libby is in Freedom Planet 2 and Petal Crash.
Yeah, when Sammy was a little puppy, and I remember that Tyson Tan gave him that outfit with like the red bow, and now that he's older, he looks a bit more gruff, and like he stands with like a bow-legged sort of feely. So I can almost imagine him like turning that bow into like a handkerchief and having more of a cowboy look.
Cute.
And meanwhile, Paige is like the prim and proper princess.
Cute. The only Galaxy Trail game thus far that Mila has not appeared in is Grapple Force Rena. That's funny.
Oh yeah, that is true.
A fun fact about Sammy in Grapple Force Rena is if you talk to Sammy in Mesa Town, there's a bark sound, and that's a genuine Sammy bark.
Yeah, it is.
It's an actual recording of the real Sammy.
Uh-huh. I remember that quite fondly. I'm glad I got his bark recorded, because it can be difficult to catch him barking. Especially now, since Paige's bark, like, overwrites it. So I'm glad that I was able to record him barking by himself while I had the chance. But
Bismuth,
we can say
cat.
we can't say with confidence that every Galaxy Trail game has a dog in it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Bismuth the cat is actually a character, one of my old friends from a long time. I've had a friend help me out with some Grapple Force Rena stuff, so I put their character in the game as a little cameo.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
My friend Aster,
Is that
who's a longtime friend of mine.
Is that the black cat that's in Rena's home village?
Yes. And Cementhus, his owner, who's a wizard.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
If you were to make a fighting episode of Avalis, would it be canon or just a fun project?
I'm not sure. I think it would just be a fun project, depending on which characters are in it. Because, like, it'd be really cool to have pit like Murga against Brevin.
Well, you could always kind of do both, where it's like there's a canon story mode, but then like Brevin's just in it for when you do versus matches.
Yeah, that could be something we can do.
Yeah.
Well, it's something we can do. Emphasis on can, but will we do it?
Oh yeah.
That's a long way off.
Everything is all up in the air.
Yeah.
Like, Sabrina just finished a 7-year Freedom Planet project on the tail of like another Freedom Planet project.
Yeah.
It's a good time for Sabrina to make a non-Freedom Planet thing.
Yeah.
IMO.
I've had like 13 straight years of Freedom Planet.
It's like how with me, the next thing I make, for a while I was like, well, I gotta make something else before I make another Petal Crash, but also Petal Crash only took me a year and a half, so I mean I could make more Petal Crash.
Yeah.
I'm not burned out on Petal Crash yet.
That makes sense. I'm still very impressed with, like, impressed and honored to see, like, Petal Crash's early concept phase and just how quickly everything came together, like, from concept to execution.
Oh, stop, Stacy.
Yeah.
No. It was really fun to, like, share the like really early Petal Crash idea stuff with you and some of the other Galaxy Trail folks, and to like keep everybody updated as it like progressed from just being like, hey, here's like a weird puzzle game idea I figured out, to being like, okay, I'm gonna make this into a real game, and then it became a real game.
Yeah. Up in the air
Making a
because you
puzzle
can
game.
both fly.
It's true. What? Oh, you're fine. I'll fly too. Fly, yeah, fly. I'm flying.
My creaking bones.
Nice.
Nice somersault.
Yay!
Nice form.
Thank you for complimenting my form.
Oh, nausea. Very nausea.
Okay, I'm okay.
Okay, good to know.
Thank you very much for complimenting me on the game Petal Crash I made.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for making of the game Petal Crash as well.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Petal Crash was a very interesting game to make because it was gonna be very small in scope, but once I started making it, it started to feel like, oh, wait a minute, this might actually be something like really special.
Oh my gosh,
Like,
yeah.
It's sort of like became more than it was meant to be.
I remember feeling like the enthusiasm in the air, like the electricity in the air over
Yeah.
like all the ideas that you were getting about the project and like
And-
the story and stuff.
Yeah, and like when we exhibited at PAX, I was like so worried over like whether people would even care about it or like even care to figure it out, and it turned out to be received so well.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I noticed. Like when we first exhibited Petal Crash at PAX South, we saw like a whole different group of people coming to our booth to try it out compared to like a fast-paced game like Freedom Planet. Like we saw like more couples and kids and families and stuff coming to try
Yeah.
the Petal Crash game.
Yeah, like it
That was really
attracted
cool.
a different audience, and like Tycho Penny Arcade himself came by, and Petal Crash was like one of the things that impressed him the most in the entire show.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I
Like he
remember
wrote
that.
about it in like one of the Penny Arcade news posts. Like that was mind blowing to me because like this is a guy who's like lived and breathed video games for like decades, and
my
then
gosh.
it's my little Petal game impressed him. It was like, wow.
Yeah, I was so happy for you.
Oh, there's a question in chat. Petal Crash question: if there was another Petal Crash thingy, would it have returning characters from the original cast or all new characters? I want the characters to return. I love the characters of Petal Crash. There would be new characters, I think. It sort of depends on what the next Petal Crash thing is, which is not really nailed down yet. If it was Petal Crash 2, I would want it to advance the story. So it would have the same characters, but like with maybe a little time jump.
Oh,
But
that'd
the
be
next
fun.
Petal Crash thing might also be like a sort of enhanced remake, maybe, of
Honestly,
like just
I
sort of
can't-
an upgraded version of the game.
Honestly, I can't wait to see what kind of person Strelitz grows up into.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Strelitz, like as the youngest, he's got like the most changing to do.
Uh-huh.
I think like characters like Libri and Rosalia and Days will probably be like sort of mostly the same,
Uh-huh.
but like with a new outfit maybe. But like Strelitz, I can see changing a good deal because
yeah.
he's like at that age where you're like really figuring out who you are
Uh-huh.
and like really trying different stuff. Penny and Deanie, I think, might change a little because they're still pretty young too.
Yeah, I could see that. Orchid might
I
be
think
like a little
I
more
could
open,
see, like-
I guess.
Yeah, and I can see Deanie being a little bit more confident.
Strelitz, the ruler of hell, Reed, government worker.
Yeah, if you want a career in government, Strelitz, we'll support you in Sleepy Village or Foul Abyss both.
Oh, you have to bounce and go to bed for work tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by, UB. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Good to see you, B.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. I've had like, oh yeah, about a Petal Crash potential sequel. I think this is not set in stone. Nothing is. But if I was going to introduce new characters, I think what I'd have to do is introduce antagonists,
Oh yeah.
villains, because
maybe Mimi could actually have like a role in the story instead of just being
oh
a
yeah,
secret character.
like I was gonna say like it's kind of a no-brainer to upgrade Mimi to like a full cast member for one.
Uh-huh.
And also, in Petal Crash, all of the conflict is like pretty internal. It's like a lot of the characters sort of dealing with their own hardships and their own like individual challenges to grow as people. And it's kind of like if for a sequel, you don't really want to do a retread of that because like sure they might still have like developing to do, but it would be kind of weird for it to be just like, oh, we're gonna have an introspective, like, life-changing moment again. So I think making the conflict more external would be a good way to do a sequel of like all the old Petal Crash heroes have to team up against like a common threat.
Yeah. And that I think that like could also like help reinforce their internal development from the first game.
Yeah,
To deal with an
and there's
external
also
threat.
the fact that like in the first Petal Crash, all the characters are meeting each other for the first time. And in the second Petal Crash, you would be able to explore like, okay, these characters have all known each other now for like a year or so or a couple of years. So you'd be able to you'd be able to see stuff of like which characters have friendships and like relationships going forward. Like how I was thinking like Lulibri could be like Strelitz's tutor, and also like Dione could be like a frequent visitor to her library, and how Days and Orchid could be pals,
Oh my
things
god,
like that.
That sounds so awesome.
Yeah, so you'd be able to explore like out of all these characters, like they're all friends with each other, but you could like explore like, oh, which one of them have like become closer friends? So, like what kind of like dynamics do they have now that they've all gotten to know each other?
Yeah.
Also, Makor joking about the Petal Crash Komaida reel. Yeah, there definitely has to be a Komaida type character as an antagonist in Petal Crash 2.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that name.
He's a character in Danganronpa 2
Uh-huh.
who's like sort of also an example of a character archetype who I've defined as like generally like a white-haired pretty boy superficially appearing, but like the personality is kind of superficially kind and gentle and sort of self-depreciating, like really low self-confidence, but also having a very unhinged worldview
Uh-huh.
that makes them into an antagonist.
Oh, I can imagine that now.
Yeah. If I do Petal Crash antagonists, I'd want them to be like kind of complicated people where they're not just straightforwardly bad.
Yeah.
I would really like to be able to explore that.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that would
it would
fit
be-
for the
Yeah,
kind of world
it would
that
be a
Petal Crash is.
A Petal Crashy thing to make them that way.
Lilibri is
It-
Sans in the sense that she's a secret final boss, I guess. Okay.
Funny story about that actually, about Lilibri as Sans as the secret final boss. So it was actually Zach's idea to have Lilibri as the secret final boss because I was for those who don't know Zach, Zach Morrison is the writer of Petal Crash's story. I came up with like the characters and their like personalities and like the basic plot, and then together we like fleshed everything out, and then Zach wrote all the dialogue. But it was Zach's side because okay. The big thing was that Lilibri, by her personality, like you would think she would actually be like a really good Petal Crash player, but she was also the first person you would fought. So I had to think of a reason, like if Lilibri is like the kind of person you'd expect to be good at Petal Crash, why is she the easiest opponent to fight? And then Zach came up with the idea is like it's because she's like a teacher, she's holding back to like give you a good start and to make sure you know the fundamentals. And then it was Zach's idea that a secret final boss would be like Lilibri when she's not holding back anymore, like at full power.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that idea a bunch when we were concepting Lilibri as secret final boss. and I had two ideas. One of them was like, "Oh, this will be your final test. I'm Lilibri. I'm cool now. I am like Lilibri when serious. Like, let's see if you can beat me at full power," kind of deal. Which is a little bit more of like the Megalovania starts playing kind of deal. But I was one of the things. This actually segues into another thing. One of the ways I helped develop the soundtrack, Michael Staple did the whole soundtrack, but I did a lot of direction for it. Like I would write out this huge document for each track of like, here's where the track is used, here's the kind of mood it should have, here's like the character it's for. Like it even notes of like, oh, this should be a high tempo song, this should be like a major key song, this should be, or like a relaxing song, like that kind of thing. And I would include example tracks of songs with the sort of feel that I felt it would be going for. So I was looking for a music track for Final Boss Lilibri, and I was listening to the Puyo Puyo OST, and there's a track called Fun Puyo Puyo Hell that's like very frantic, very energetic, very up tempo, and I was thinking about like, what if the final boss track wasn't like a boss track, but what if it was like this incredibly like cheerful, energetic, like celebratory track? And then that gave me the idea where it's like, okay, so like what if Lilibri, instead of getting serious, like Sans Megalovania style, what if she just gets like really excited? Like
Yeah.
she's so excited that she finally found somebody that she can play Petal Crash against at full power. And that gave me the idea for Hyper Lilibri, where she like goes like completely unrestrained, like with glee, and her eyes go all swirly because she's just so like excited and happy to be able to play at full power.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah.
I think that ended up being the move. It worked out really well.
Absolutely.
I presented both ideas to Zach, and Zach thought that would be the better approach, and it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I really like how it turned out.
Yeah, and Hyper Libri's theme is my favorite track in the game.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites as well.
Any of you out there with musical talent, please make an arrangement of Frantic Petal Crash Finale, the Hyper Libri theme, and send it to me.
I also really
And
like.
and your credit card.
I also really like all
And
of
the
the
numbers on
secret
the back.
character themes.
Yeah, they turned out really well. Also for those of you who play Petal Crash and Freedom Planet 2, so you may notice Mila's theme in Petal Crash,
Oh yeah.
actually Mila's theme in Freedom Planet 2 arranged. And it
Uh-huh.
was like it was like a sneak preview of a song from Freedom Planet 2 all along.
Oh yeah.
You
You heard it first in Petal Crash.
heard it first in Petal Crash. So if you beat the game as Mila in Freedom Planet 2, you will hear over the credits the song that served as the basis for her theme in Petal Crash.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
somebody redeemed Petal Crash facts. That was a fact, but now I have to think of a new fact.
Ah.
Or a Grapple Force Rena fact.
Oh, that is true.
Hmm.
I know a Grapple Force Arena fact if you can't think of one.
I thought of a Petal Crash fact, but let's do a 2-for-1. What's your Grapple Force Rena fact?
Okay. Did you know Grapple Force Arena was originally going to be in a webcomic sort of format where
Oh yeah.
every level would be a page in an online webcomic? And it was
Yeah.
like that for the first two worlds. Like the first two worlds were fully playable back then.
Uh-huh.
But after Ashley and I worked out a publishing deal, the game got converted into just like a full game on its own.
Yeah, it was for Grapple Force Arena. I did a really experimental approach for the format where I had a lot of friends and acquaintances who were making a living in webcomics at the time. And I was thinking, what if I do the webcomic business model, but with a game, where it's like the game is available for free and it updates serially, and then like ad revenue and merchandise would support the development of it. And it didn't work. It was worth a try, but it didn't work out, and Sabrina saved me.
Yeah, I'm glad I could help.
Um, you helped me so much. Thank you.
Thank
It is an
you.
interesting idea. I think it's not a bad idea. It's just there's a bunch of things. If I was gonna do that idea again, I would do a lot of things differently. For one, having an audience from the start would have been a big help. I have an audience now, but I didn't at the time.
Right.
So having an audience built up from the start would be a big help. Also, making it a different kind of game, I think, would be better. People don't necessarily want to play like an action platformer in their browser on a webcomic page.
Yeah, the limitations of the controls, I imagine, would have been a big problem down the road.
Yeah. And like something that you can make assets for easier, so updating more frequently wouldn't be as big of an issue.
Mhm.
For Petal. The thing about Petal Crash is that, like, because of the kind of game it is, if you have a demo of it, you basically have almost the entire game. Okay. The Petal Crash fact that I was going to say. Okay. Here is the order in which the Petal Crash characters were designed. Are you ready? Number 1, Lilibri. Number 2, Orchid. Number 3, Penny and Deanie. Number 4, Rosalia. Number 5, Days. Number 6, Yasodi. Number 7, Strelitz. That's the order in which I designed them
Yeah.
and came up with them.
I vaguely remember that being the order that you shared the designs with us.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my Petal Crash fact. That's the order I came up with the characters. Oh,
Awesome.
there's another order one. Somebody redeem a Petal Crash fact. Oh, it's probably still Uncle Done. I'm just gonna share one for free.
Okay.
Yeah, Yasodi was pretty late. It's like when I was making Petal Crash, I didn't come up with the cast like all at the same time. Like the game was still coming pretty far along before I had the entire cast nailed down. And like I started to like sort of start to consider like when I got to Strelitz, I was like, okay, now a cast of 7 would be good, but like what's missing? Oh yeah, like the stage order is not the order they were designed in at all. I sorted them by like what I assumed their power level would be. But when I made Strelitz, I was like, what's Petal Crash's cast missing? And like, oh, we don't have like a volatile angry character.
Oh.
So like that was like my one of the seed of Petal Crash's design was like, I need a character who's like really like has a temper, really like fierce.
Yeah.
Because
tough.
everybody else is pretty laid back.
And the funny thing is that like you got even an even tougher character with the Boz, but he's the secret character who's not involved with the
Yeah.
story.
The Baz, he's just basically like a sort of what if Strelitz stopped developing as a person and then grew up.
Yeah.
Like what if that was Strelitz's final form?
Pretty much.
Here's another Petal Crash fact, another order. Here's the order of Petal Crash characters from youngest to oldest. Okay, youngest, Strelitz. Second youngest, Penny and Deanie. They're twins, same age. Third, Yasodi. Fourth, Orchid. Fifth, Lilibri. Sixth, Days. And oldest, Rosalia.
Okay.
Alright. Those are 2 Petal Crash packs that I haven't shared yet.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Orchid is older than Yasodi by, I would say, a year or 2. Mimi? I have no idea how old Mimi is. I think Mimi's pretty old because, I think part of her backstory was that she was like a monster in a dungeon back in the days when dungeon raiding was a bigger part of Floria's economy.
Ah.
But nowadays, people don't do that as much, but Mimi's still out there doing what she likes to do, which is terrorize adventurers.
Nice. Yeah, I imagine most of the dungeons have already been looted by that point too.
Yeah. I don't have canon ages nailed down, except actually in Petal Crash, Penny and Deanie are 15. Like that is their age because they actually reference it. But vague ages for everybody else. Strelitz is around 11. Yasodi is around 19. Orchid is around 20, 21, 22. Lilibri is about 30. Days, I would say, is in his mid 30s. And Rosalia is centuries old.
Oh, Twitch player broke. Oh, no problem. We will have a VOD up.
Yeah. We haven't
the
said
stream.
anything that'll keep us from doing a VOD, except for the release date of Freedom Planet 3, which will be November 8th, 2026. You heard it here first. Wait a second, my glasses are on upside down. Hold on. Well, let me. There we go. All right.
Okay, so you're just reading that upside down.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't reading it correctly, so that release date is no longer valid.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. So like, Ashley can travel through time, but like everything's upside down, so it's not really
Yeah.
useful.
I looked at some weird timeline that definitely isn't gonna happen. Sorry, everyone.
I'm just giving you space. I stepped back a little bit.
Oh, that's why they call you Spacey Bat,
Yeah.
because you give me space. No, I was just okay. For those of you, oh, 1 second. It was a joke. Freedom Planet 3 is not a thing.
Right.
I was kidding.
There is no Freedom Planet 3.
There is no Freedom Planet 3. There are no plans for Freedom Planet 3. No release date.
I'm suddenly
It
reminded
was a joke.
of the beginning of Freedom Planet 2's development when somebody had supposedly leaked the script. And we were all like, well, that's kind of funny because Freedom Planet 2 doesn't have a script right now.
So somebody just like made like a fanfic and was like,
Yeah.
script leak. That's pretty funny.
I guess that's basically what happened. People are funny sometimes. No, Mila, you are the aliens.
Zelia forgot, but Mimi never forgets the flavor.
There was no fake script. They were just chatting crap. Oh, okay.
Oh, so they said what? They said the script leaked, and they didn't even bother to make a fake script.
What? Oh my gosh! So I guess it was like an empty promise sort of thing. We're like, I have secret information about this project, and I'm here to tell you that it stinks. Oh my gosh,
That's dumb.
that's so funny.
If you're gonna make a fake script leak, you at least have to like make a fake script.
Yeah, it reminds me of sometimes when people like make like fake Nintendo leaks, but then they over exaggerate them to where like there it's like a new Mario crossover with Call of Duty or something like that. Like they just pull something from like a random game name maker generator. Can't fake
Now
having
I'm
a
like-
script and not writing said script. Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about what I would make my fake Freedom Planet 3 script leak to be about.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely it's Brevin comes back. And he comes back, but it turns out that he was somehow Brevin has returned. I'm trying to think of like
Okay,
I'm trying to
what
think
if,
of like a cliche twist that you couldn't actually make interesting.
what if he actually was selling cookies?
You got that title selling cookies.
He didn't get that title selling
Torque was
cookies.
lying the whole time. Torque was the real bad guy.
He didn't get that name selling cookies. He got that name buying cookies.
Okay, here it is. Brevin comes back and you get the whole story, and it turns out that Brevin was telling the truth about how he's just fighting for his planet, and the Torque's organization were actually oppressive, and Torque comes back to silence him, and you have to fight Torque, and it's very tragic.
Oh my gosh.
That would be nuts. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Lord Breadvin selling
Lord
the galaxy's
Breadvin.
bread. Final bread knot. I remember making like one of those character fusion things, and like I fused Brevin, a slice of bread, and Knuckles. And like Brevin and Knuckles together were Bruckles. And,
Ruckle.
and Knuckles and the bread together were Pumperknuckle. And then Brevin and the bread together was Breadvin. And then all of them together at once is Final Bread Knot. Cause
Final bread knot.
Because the dreadnought spins look like Knuckles' clothes.
and Knuckles has dreadlocks.
Oh yeah, dreadlocks.
Final dreadlock. That's another Knuckles Brevin you could do.
Yeah. Bruckles. Oh, that's such a funny name.
Okay, now we have to think. Okay. What would be a fusion of Lilac and Lilibri?
Lilibri?
This is spelled like Lilibri, but it's pronounced differently.
Or like
Lilabri.
Lilibrac.
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 And she's a dragon fairy.
Dragon fairy. Oh, that would be so cool. Like, she'd look kind of like a dragonfly.
Ooh, that'd be cute.
Yeah.
And she would have like braided pigtails that are really long.
Yeah, that's kind of how I imagine wood dragons would look in like the Freedom Planet universe. Like they're they're the smallest dragon species, and like they're kind of like fairies, but like furry fairies.
You could put fairies in Freedom Planet. You put fairies in the game.
Uh-huh.
You could put fairies.
I mean, there are the shield orbs that are kind of fairy-like, but they're also like non-sentient. So, yeah, wood dragons would be like the closest they have to fairies.
Oh, now you have to make Freedom Planet 3 to put fairies in it.
Oh no, I've talked myself into a corner.
Yep, sorry. Oh, wait, hold on.
Classic
Get in the corner. In the corner. Get in the corner.
Classic spacey
You're
buckle
tucking
telly
yourself
mistake.
into the corner.
I've talked myself.
You have
into
to
the
be tucked into the corner.
corner. Okay. Bottom left it is.
This is now Fairy's show. It is now me, and I'm here to tell you that Freedom Planet 3 will be all about the Wood Dragons. It'll be all about their whole fairy society that they have. So it'll start in the Wood Dragon planet of Fairia, which is a sort of fairy-like planet that the Wood Dragons live. And you get to meet all the Wood Dragon characters, and you play as a Wood Dragon fairy named Fairy, and you get into your fairy ship, and you go to Avalis, and you meet the main trio, and then they talk about how, oh wow, like our society in Avalis, no wonder there's so much strife in this place, aside from like the obvious reason, but there's also the reason that there's so much conflict in this world is because we didn't have fairies in the world, and now that you are here in the world of Avalis as fairies in the world, everything will be much better.
Fairy,
And then
fairy,
Brevin comes back.
fairy,
Freedom Planet 3. Fairy,
fairy,
fairy, fairy, fairy. Okay. All right, you can come out of the corner now.
Oh my gosh. I can tell we're gonna have a blast playing games together in the future.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. This is such a fun stream.
There's some funny bat in the corner. Who
There's some funny bat over there.
Who you call funny?
Dragged off by a swarm of dragons.
another not Freedom Planet, Petal Crash Grapple Force Rena redeem.
Oh, Petal Crash Grapple Force Rena.
We could make this the last one and then call it a day.
Okay, what do you have one in mind, or should I do one?
But you can do one.
Okay, a Petal Crash Grapple Force Rena effect. Okay, I got it. So, if you play Grapple Force Rena, and you go to World 5 Solstice Yard, it has the unique track Auburn Winter by Will, who was one of the level designers in Freedom Planet 2. Also made a little music for Grapple Force Rena. And if you listen to that song, it has a little bit of Arlet's theme, Arlet's leitmotif in it. Leitmotif. It's pronounced leitmotif, right?
Yeah, Arlet.
Yeah, Arlet's leitmotif, Arlet's theme, the that tune, that appears in that song, and then Arlet's theme has that melody front and center because it's his theme song. But did you know that the song Auburn Winter came first?
Wow.
And then Will took that piece of that song out to make Arlet's theme.
I did not know this either.
Yeah, so that's actually like it became like retroactively a reference to Arlet.
Yeah, Will's a really good composer. Like,
yeah,
he helped us with the song for Lunar Cannon. It was like a triple threat sort of dealie between myself, Will, and Woofle. And he also helped me with the song for the secret stage.
Oh, that's so cool. Hey.
Yeah.
So, did the songs that Will helped on have non-standard time signatures?
Lunar Cannon did not. The secret stage did have none.
Okay. Will confessed to me that like his big thing is like weird time signatures, and all the songs Will made for Grapple Force Rena have weird time signatures.
Oh yeah, I like using weird time signatures for boss battles because I think it fits like the chaotic nature of the fights.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh. You never played Grapple Force Rena? That's okay.
Rena, are you not banned? You are not banned as long as you buy it now and play it now.
Okay. Okay. That was a vaguely threatening remark.
Oh, was it vaguely? Should I have been more explicitly threatening?
Play
Buy
Grapple
Grapple Force Rena and play it now, or else something extremely bad will happen to you specifically.
Pro's got it handled. He'll request that the perpetrator hand over their bones. Give me your
Rosebud's
bones.
AI have Reggie.
I did think about making bones the channel point currency, but I went with skull gems. Spooky gems.
Raylena was a Grapple Force Rena tester.
Yeah, indeed.
Great job. Thank you.
It's okay, cat.
Also, thank you, Dusky. Also, it's just, I was just kidding. You don't have to buy and play the game. I won't do anything bad. I know it was very obvious I was kidding, but I still have to backtrack on it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way too. Where I always feel like I kind of need to backtrack on my jokes. That take them all.
2 bones.
Oh wow, it has already been 2.5 hours.
Wow. Hold on, let me get some of these bones. Let me get some.
Okay.
Let me just
grab
one of these. Okay, I got one.
Thanks, Paddywhack. Give a dog a bone.
Oh, okay, I'll give one to Paige real quick. Hold on, let me just. Here you go. Here you go, Paige.
Alright, I'll give it to her when she's done napping. Actually, it's time to feed them now, but...
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna have us wrap it up anyway, so...
Oh, yeah.
It's a good place to call it.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to our special stream together, our first ever stream together.
Yeah.
It was...
I hope you all had a wonderful time. I certainly did, talking to my lovely friend and fairy here.
Oh, thank you. I had a wonderful time talking to you, Sabrina. You're a treasure and a wonderful friend, and I'm so happy to know you.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
It's true.
We should totally have another like co-op stream together, and it could be like an Ashley's arcade where we like play games.
Yeah. I will find arcade games for you to play.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for the stretch reminder. IQQQ, LQQQ. All right, hold the pose. Lucky Spacey. Oh, thank you. All right. Without further ado, I shall bid you all adieu, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you for watching our stream. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I made my glasses too big. Hold on. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, let me make it for Bye.
Bye.